Hi, good afternoon to everyone. I am Mr. Cyril Esma. I am the Regional Business Unit Head of Chowking. So currently, I am assigned in Mindanao. Chowking is 30 years in the business and it's under the Jollibee Foods Corporation. So JFC is actually a large organization. It is now a global company who has many brands under it. So I am actually from Mindanao as well. In fact, my roots is from Pagadian. So currently now I am based in Cagayan and traveling around Metro Manila and the entire Mindanao. So I heard that I was asked that you need to know something about our organization, and I am pleased to share with you the success story of JFC and Chowking. So let me share to you how Jollibee started. So Jollibee started in a humble beginning. Yeah, it was an ice cream parlor in Cubao. It was owned by our founder, Sir Tony Tan Capchong. So Sir Tony is a person who is very visionary, a man full of wisdom, and a person who makes things happen. So that ice cream parlor who is located from Cubao in 1972, that's where the dream of Jollibee started. The ice cream parlor was quite successful. In fact, it opens multiple branches in just a couple of years. However, in the course of time, they heard that McDonald's is coming into the Philippines, and they heard also that McDonald's is really a giant quick service restaurant operating all over the world. Because of that curiosity, the plan of the brothers, especially Sir Tony, is to really compete with McDonald's. They are looking for a business model that can really compete with McDonald's. So they started with the menu. What are the menu that can match with the menu of McDonald's? Number two, what could be an appropriate name that could somehow match with McDonald's and at the same time have global appeal? Sir Tony is thought about B, and he's fancied about B because B are hardworking living things. And in spite of they are working every day, they are happy. So he said, we like to be as hardworking as a bee and the same time remains to be happy. That's why they coined the word jolly. So that was the birth of the brand name Jollibee, which is now being loved by every Filipino all over the world. So there's a question about how does Jollibee protects their name and their trademarks through the years. Actually, the Jollibee is not only just a name. It requires an effort to make it happen. One is to make sure that the brand promise really felt by our customer. We want to make sure we have this called food service and cleanliness standards that we really implement every day. So we make sure that our consumer, our customers really felt the brand promise. When we say langhap sarap, it is really langhap sarap when they go to any branch of Jollibee. And that is the same culture that Chowking has been doing as well. In fact, in Chowking, we said we wow every customer, every time, everywhere. So for us to protect our brand name and trademarks, it has to be put into action. Not just a mere nice colors or nice font. It is more about the consumer experience, and it's about we call it also brand experiential. So I guess for the past 30 to 40 years, we've been consistent in making sure that our customers are happy, make sure that our stores are clean and well sanitized so that we be able to fulfill our everyday promise to our customers. So we talk about business, there's a lot of complexity in the business. In fact, there's what we call VUCA. No? It's about volatility, unpredictable, complex, and ambiguous. So, when you talk about in the Philippines, there are events and laws that really somewhat affects the business directly. Currently, it's about our inflation. Inflation is really could really hit the margins of our stores. It could increase the operating expense the operating expense of our stores. There are laws also that quite difficult for us. So if you remember or if you are aware of the law, the train law, which specifically mentioning about the sugary products, so that is sugary beverage. You know for a fact that most of the restaurants, especially under the Jollibee Foods Corporation, we serve Coke and we serve juices, and these are the products that are affected by the new taxes imposed by the train law. In our menu, 90% of our products are bundled with Coke or bundled with juices. So in which case, since it has a new imposed tax, it also somewhat affects our gross profit margin. In that manner, sometimes we don't have the choice but to somewhat increase a little our prices, and the balance of it will be put somewhere else na lang. So those are the ambiguity, those are the external factors that is happening locally that affects in our business. What about the foreign events? So usually, since we are a global company, the dollar peso exchange rate is very, very important. Chowking, Jollibee, Greenwich, Red Ribbon, Mang Inasal, Burger King, this is under one umbrella, which is Jollibee Foods Corporation. And the food is being served here is being manufactured by our commissary. And as you all know that many of our commissary raw material or the material used in manufacturing our products, many of them are imported. So when the peso devaluates or the dollar increases, it affects the prices of raw material somehow, and it has a direct impact again in our cost of food. Another thing also is the what's happening now in the oil. No, the oil is a volatile market, so whenever the prices of oil goes up, it affects to us simply because we run most of our stores with electricity, and we know that the source of our electricity are from bunker fuel. Secondly, also is we are highly dependent on logistics, of which the shipping cost and the freight cost is highly dependent on the crude oil. So those are just simple examples or vivid examples that can affect the business in any type of business in the Philippines.